Plus, I'm damn old.
But not too old for these exercises, though.
No, not at all. It's helping me stay younger, or at least feeling younger.
Energetic.
Yeah, I've still got my energy. I really do. I'm very proud of that. In a
Mhm.
month, I'll be, no, in 2 months, I'll be 70. So I'm still moving.
Oh, yeah?
When I stop moving, I'll be dead.
Sounds like my dad.
My dear hearted father was a very busy, athletic, physical man his whole life. Then he retired and just started sitting on the sofa. And I thought that
Uh,
was the saddest thing I'd ever seen.
oh,
It
I
was like
hear
he
you.
had nothing to do. Now I'm not working. I have nothing to do. And that was kind of sad. And I thought, I'll never do that. I'm not going to do that. When I retired, I had so many things ready to work on.
Yeah, like this one, teaching
Yeah.
other people.
I don't know when I had time to work, actually.
You're not a host now. We're streaming live. Can you make me co-host so I could moderate the chat as well for you? Then
You
send you
bet.
the
It's on your way. There you are.
awesome. Okay, I think we're all set. It's already time. Should we let them in now?
Yeah. It's on the half hour. Start popping them in.
All right, there you go. Enjoy
And
the class. I'll
you're
be in the
thank you.
background.
I'll announce you to them. Oh, got a
Thanks.
nice big group tonight. Hi, everybody.
Hi there. I'm going to be on my mat today. Is that okay?
Sure. I'll try to give you some instructions that are specific for Matt when we hit certain exercises. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks for tipping me off. So I'll know to help you along the way. Anytime any of you choose to practice on a mat, just tip me off. Okay. Well, let's get this show on the road. First of all, let me point out that Lester is with us today as TA. So he'll be in the chat channel. If you want to open up that box, you're welcome to ask him any technical questions, and he'll either answer them or try to help you get in touch with someone who can. But Lester's there for you. Let me share my screen. And as usual, I can't find my slides because I forgot to leave the screen up where they are. Boy, you'd think I'd learn. Okay. And I just flipped it to something wrong. There we are. Moving things around and getting it to where I can see it is more the problem. Okay. Here we are tonight for Kundalini Yoga, chair or mat based. And if you were with me in one of the previous classes, you've probably already started learning from me that this is not typical yoga. This is yoga that's actually based on a very ancient yoga technology. And the whole focus is for strengthening our nervous system, massaging our glands and organs to make us healthier. It's not about going to the gym. It's not about sweating. It's about getting healthier. I'm your guide. My name is Ty. I'm educated in biology, psychology, and computer science. I was a consultant with medical centers for years before I retired, working with their data. Now, in my retirement, I've taken my practice for yoga, Tai Chi, and Qigong, went and got certified as a teacher, and now I'm sharing these practices with you. I call them all mindful practices or mindful modalities because that's what I teach unless I'm teaching an aerobics class, and that's a whole nother animal there. I am trained in two types of Kundalini yoga. One was I'm registered with Yoga Alliance, and then I'm also registered with Kundalini Yoga Teachers Association. That's an international group, and it's a far higher level training than required by Yoga Alliance. It was very challenging to make it through the training, especially going through the training in my 60s. It was very challenging. But now I'm here. I succeeded. And I'm a teacher now, and I'm here to guide you with your Kundalini yoga practice tonight. We're with Get Set Up, where we learn from each other's great program. Seniors teaching seniors, sharing what we've learned in our decades of life. I hope a lot of you decide to turn on your cameras tonight because when I can see you, it helps me give you some more instruction. There is a recording being made, and Lester's arranging that tonight. And after class, you're welcome to email help@getsetup.io and request a copy of it. Now, if you're in by live stream tonight because the class booked up, that's great. I'm glad you're able to join us. You took that extra step to get in anyway. But the best way to participate is to join us and register for a class. My last slide today, I'm going to tell you how to find my specific classes on Get Set Up in a very easy way. That's my final slide. Be aware that Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services. Now, important slide, pay attention. It's expected that you checked with your doctor and you know what your doctor has said about you partaking in exercise or movement programs. I've never met a doctor, DO, or MD that didn't recommend Tai Chi for everybody, but your doctor may have some specific instructions based on what health condition you have or what medication you're on. And you need to honor that more than anything, because anytime you're moving, you can injure yourself. You don't want to overdo it outside your doctor's instructions. Now, that's rule number one. Rule number two is pay attention to your body. If your body tells you you're doing something, you shouldn't stop. If it tells you you're overdoing it, stop. If you feel like you're starting to breathe a little heavy, stop. Lightheaded, stop. You're kind of getting the idea here. Anything that affects you negatively, stop. Take a rest. Third, pay attention to what I'm saying and follow along. Kundalini Yoga, a therapeutic movement practice from ancient India. It's actually from an area called the Punjab. It's a big region in India that Kundalini Yoga actually developed in. Most yoga in the West is based on something called Hatha Yoga, more like going to the gym. Kundalini is totally different than that. It's not based on whether you can do a posture or not do a posture. It's based on how long you do certain movements. It actually was brought to the West to serve the hippies. The hippies were getting so heavily into psychedelic drugs on their search for so-called enlightenment. And a yogi, a guru from India said they need help. So once he met them and started teaching them, he stayed. He wasn't even planning on staying, but he stayed because he wanted to bring Kundalini Yoga to these hippies to give them an alternate way to find enlightenment. Many of those hippies are now in their 60s and 70s, late 70s, and many of them are still teaching Kundalini Yoga. Now, that's a fantastic statement. You practice it standing or seated. Actually, seated or on the mat, even though some exercises will bring you seated. Suitable for all ages. You can do this if you're 110 or even if you're in a hospital bed, because everything is modifiable. And you can modify every exercise by just doing fewer repetitions, or maybe doing any adjustment that maintains the integrity of the movement, but does it a little less. And I'm here to help you if you need any modifications. I'm going to toss out a bunch during class. The general objectives, well, we want to strengthen our nervous system. We want to massage our organs and glands. That makes us healthier. We want to assist the body in operating more optimally. And we want to integrate the mind and body more. Overall, we want to be healthier. Quick history. I think I've already given you some of it. Yep, I've already told you most of this because I get ahead of myself. One interesting thing is Kundalini Yoga in India was restricted. It wasn't permitted to be taught to the common man. It was maintained for the higher level people, the people with money, and the high level politicians and the clerics. When it was brought to the West, that guru started teaching it to the common man. It's called the householders, the people who hold jobs, raise families, manage businesses. And he got into a lot of trouble for that. He was actually shunned by quite a few people in India. But the result was now the world knows about this great style of yoga. Never practice with pain. If you feel any pain, instantly stop, because pain is not development. Pain is not wearing. Pain is damage. Never moving away your physician instructed you not to. Never moving away your body tells you not to, or you know intellectually you shouldn't. But never let the body just stop or slow down on its own. If you're in an exercise and you're moving and your body's just getting tired and it's starting to droop or change or stop, and you're not intellectually saying, I'm ready to stop, don't let that body do that to you. It's just looking for ways to be lazy. Go to your breath. Focus on your breath and keep moving. within all the limits that I've listed. If you intellectually say, no, I need to stop for a while, do it. Just don't let that body do it without the mind telling it it's time. Make sure you have an environment where you won't be disturbed for the next few minutes, and practice breath that goes into your abdomen. I'll talk about that more in class. So let's do some practice. Hopefully you've got some loose fitting clothing on, something comfortable. For this class, I recommend barefoot or soft shoes. As I say that, I'm taking my shoes off, and I'm going to do mine in socks, and have water available. So let's do a little transition. See if I can find some music to play. How's the music sound? Is it loud enough without being too loud, or do I need to turn it down? Okay, I got a couple of turn downs. Let me soften it. How's that? Okay, now I'm getting. Let's start with seated easy pose. Now, if you're on the mat, just sit in a comfortable pose, cross-legged or legs straight in front of you. But if you're in the chair, your knees should be over your ankles. You got a nice 90-degree angle here in the knee. Your shoulders are over your hips. You got a little bit of space here between you and the back of the chair, and you got a nice sturdy chair that's not on rollers. Now, as though there's a cord right there on your crown, I want you to lift your head up to the sky. You're going to notice how that straightens your back. Now tuck your chin just a little to straighten those neck vertebrae, and tuck the tailbone in just a little. That's going to straighten your lower back. Relax the arms. Let your hands just rest somewhere in your lap. If you're on the mat, your hands can be on your knees or on your chest or even crossed in your lap. Now that abdominal breath I mentioned slightly, breathe in through your nose. Allow the cool air to come in your nostrils and flow down, and expand your belly. Let the inhale push the belly button out. Let the exhale permit that belly button to just drift toward your spine. Not pressing the breath to be longer or shorter, just enjoy a natural breath. Allow it to flow down to your abdomen. Breathing in your abdomen makes more space for your breath. You'll take in more air. When you take in more air, there's more opportunity for your body to get more oxygen. Plus there's a big bonus. It allows you to use the breath as a relaxation tool. On every exhale, notice if there's any tension in your body. Often it's here, right here in the neck and the shoulders. So just notice it. If it is, on that exhale, allow that area to soften. Sometimes I'll get tense in my thighs or leg, and I'll just allow the exhale to soften, maybe warm up those muscles. See if you can lengthen your inhale to a count of 4. If you can't, that's fine, but see if you can. So count. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And repeat. Notice in that inhale how you're bringing in all that fresh air and vitality. And on that exhale, you're just releasing anything that you don't need. That can be toxins from the body. It can be baggage from the day. Leave the day behind. Bring your thoughts only to your breath. You can actually pretend your whole body is filled with sand. And on that exhale, a little bit of that sand just flows out. Inhale. Release a little more of that sand. That's nothing but baggage that you don't want. Every time you let a little sand go, the body relaxes a little more. On your next inhale, allow the chest to bow forward. Shoulders stay where they are, but the chest bows forward, brings a little bit of the belly with it, and then it bows back. This is seated cat-cow, or spinal flex. Bow the chest forward on the inhale. If you don't want to keep up the 4-beat count breath, don't. Just use whatever breath you want to that you find comfortable. You'll notice as you bow forward, you can just imagine if you were bent over, this would be a cow shape. And as you bow backwards, that would be a cat shape. So that's the cat-cow part. Nice and gentle, just warming up that spine. A major concentration of the exercises in Kundalini Yoga are focused on the nervous system. Therefore, a lot of them are spine-based. It's considered that the flexibility of your spine is more important to define your age than the number of years you've been on the earth. Because the age is on the years on the earth is just a number, but the spine can tell you how well you feel. If your spine is not in good shape, you're going to feel a lot older. Every once in a while, bring a smile to your face. If not a smile to the lips, bring a smile to the eyes. I bet you never even thought about it. You can smile with the eyes. You do it all the time. See something that you really like seeing, maybe a grandkid or a friend or a favorite food. Your eyes smile. Now we're going to play a game with the belly button. You're going to inhale and hold the breath and pump the belly button. Just pump it while you hold the breath. We call that suspending the breath. As long as that's comfortable, and then exhale. Then suspend the breath while you pump the belly button again. Now, if you've got food on your stomach, don't do this. If you've eaten in the last hour or two, you may not want to do it. But it's inhale and pump, and exhale and pump. Now bring the hands together, interweave the fingers. That's called Venus Mudra, and then bring the pointer finger out. Remember with a kid when you played the church steeple? The church steeple. Arms straight forward to start. Now, I'm going to give you several different arm motions. One is you bring the hands all the way up overhead till your elbows are near your ears. You can also bring the hands up halfway and point a diagonal, or you can bring the fingers up with a bent elbow. You choose which one serves you. You can start here if you like, and then adjust down if that's what you want to do, or you can go back up. But we're going to do the pumping of the navel with the hands in this position. So I'm going to time it for 2 minutes. We're starting right now. Inhale. Pump the stomach. And exhale. Pump the stomach. And continue. If the stomach is not good for you, if it's making you get an upset stomach or a little nauseated, don't do it. Just breathe normally and suspend the arms. We're working the shoulders. Do whichever part of the exercise you're comfortable with doing. One more minute to go. Anytime I propose a certain type of breath work, a long, slow, deep breath is an appropriate alternate for you. If you ever get lightheaded, back off. Stop what you're doing. "30 more seconds. Now release. Allow the hands to come down. Stop that breath. Go back to just a normal breath. Shake out those shoulders a little bit. Now we're going to do what's called a bear claw. You take your fingers and you curl them, and then you interlock the hands. This is called a bear claw. Sit up straight in your seated easy pose, or in your easy pose if you're on the mat. Bring the hands to the heart center and hold them right there. The hands are parallel to the floor, and you're going to pull against those fingers. You pull. Remember isometric exercises? This is an isometric, but you're going to inhale, suspend the breath, and pull. When you don't want to hold the breath anymore, release it. And on the exhale, suspend and pull. I promise the next exercise we won't suspend the breath, but we're going to repeat this. Inhale and pull, exhale and pull. We're going to do this we've already started. We have another minute and a half to go. We time things in Kundalini, or we count reps. You define each exercise, or you modify it for you depending on how long you want to do it, how many reps you want to do it. You define how you feel your exercises by how you feel tonight. Some nights you feel better than others. Some nights you'll do more than others. Some nights you'll do less. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, you define the class to fit you. Remember, if the breath work doesn't suit you, just breathe. Just breathe. And release the arms down. Really roll those shoulders. Get some motion going in there after the torture we just put them through. Now, we're going to interweave the fingers again this time, but the palms are going to be open. To decide where the palms should go, I want you to put your hands on your head. And then allow the hands start to go to the back of the head, but wherever the head starts bending forward, you've gone too far, so back up. So don't go so far that the head is actually bending forward. Now, if this is a problem for you, maybe you have a bum arm or something, then just bring the hands down like this and hold them in front of your heart. So either behind the head or in front of the heart, maybe in front of the shoulders. Either one is good. Separate the knees just a little bit. Now, if you're on the mat, I like doing this on the mat in easy pose with crossed legs. But if that doesn't work for you, open the legs and do a V shape. Try both ways and see which one works for you. Hands in position, and you're going to lever at the hips, keeping the back and head and neck straight, and just lever down and back up. Inhale up, exhale down. We're going to do this for 2 minutes, nice and slow. Be gentle with yourself if you're on the mat. This is harder on the mat than it is in the chair. It's harder if your legs are in V shape than if you're cross-legged too. Well, it is for me. I found a long time ago that something like that is harder on a male than it is on a female. So females may be able to do this easier with the V-shaped legs. Of course, we're all built differently too. We have different hips, different injuries, different strengths, different weaknesses. Keep it going. I need to check what's next. While you're doing this, let me explain that tonight's Kriya. Now, Kriya means a series of actions that lead to a goal. And so our exercises are actions that we're doing tonight. And our goal is disease resistance. So tonight's class is all about building your system to fight off disease. Every Kundalini class has a Kriya that has been selected by the teacher, and I selected this one tonight. And I selected this goal. And then we have guidance from the International Kundalini Teachers Association that tells us what to teach in that specific class. That's why you'll see me referring to paper on occasion. I have to follow the guidelines so that we can reach that goal. Make sure you're breathing. Keeping the back, neck, and head straight lined. Bending at the lower back. Now, if you do have a weak back, you may want to put your hands on your knees and use that as a brace to protect that lower back. Feel free to do that. If any of these exercises actually work against an injury or cause pain, back off from that one. Maybe you've got a shoulder injury like I do. Well, do one arm. Everything is adjustable. I've always preached that it's not how much you do or what you do, it's important that you do. That's it. Move. Move for your life. Move today so you can move tomorrow. Now, next time your head comes up, just pause. If you need to, put your hands on your knees and push up. Shake it out. Do a little twisting, a little silly movement. Kind of give the body a little bit of alternative movement. It feels good to do that. Now, the next one, bring the feet a little forward. They're not going to be 90 degrees. They're going to be maybe 110 degrees. For you mathematicians out there. If you're on the mat, do spread your legs out V-shaped. You're going to put your hands just above your knees. You're going to keep the head, neck, and back in a straight line, and then you're going to slide those hands down your legs. Keeping the back and head straight. Look up at me. Don't look down. Now, when you find that you've gone as far as you're comfortable going, that's where you stop. Again, you look at me, that nose is pointed forward, and you bring that nose a little closer to me, and then bring it back. This is going to be stretching your lower back. You may find that your hands slide on your legs a little further, slide back up. That's fine. This is all about stretching that head, that nose toward me, and stretching that lower back. Be kind, it's a lower back stretch and you don't want to injure. We're only going to do this a short time. Make sure you're breathing. I inhale as I come back and I exhale as I go forward. Maybe you like doing the opposite. hands can be up here. They don't have to be way down the legs. Be kind to that lower body. Be kind to your whole body. We want to build. We don't want to break. In the gym, they say no pain, no gain. I'm sorry, but I find no pain, no pain. We want to gain, but we don't want to break. To me, there's a big difference. Thirty more seconds. Use your hands to push your head up. Do a couple of cat-cows, little spinal flex here, just to kind of move the spine after doing that. Just a couple. By the way, if you're looking for something that's great to start your day, sit on the side of the bed when you first wake up and do a minute of spinal flex before you get up and start your day. Make a world of difference. Now, come back into your easy pose, your seated easy pose, or your mat easy pose with the crossed legs. Sit up straight. Take the nose and turn your head to the right. Little soft neck turn, and then turn it to the left. We always do neck movements gentle. So inhale one way, exhale the other. It's time for me to introduce you to a mantra we use in Kundalini. You've probably heard of Namaste. That's used a lot in Hatha Yoga. Well, we have a special one in Kundalini called Sat Nam. And that's, it translates to mean many different phrases, but one of them is my true identity. So Sat Nam means the true person inside your head, not the person that's talking, not even the person that's thinking, but the person that's observing when you think and when you talk. That's your true identity. So when we speak Sat Nam, we're referring to the person who we truly are. It's 2 syllables, so when we're doing a movement like this, inside your head, you can say Sat one direction, and in the other direction, say Nam. It's a nice mantra. If you're doing a fast exercise, it's really beneficial, but a slow one, it's sort of meditative. So Sat and Nam. Sat and Nam. Now, when your nose comes back to the middle, just pause, look up slightly, and look down. Don't go too far up. Don't tilt that head too far back. Inhale and exhale. If you don't take anything else away from class tonight, take the breath. Remember, start paying more attention to your breath during every waking moment. Let that breath guide you through challenges, through rough times. Let that breath allow you to calm down when you're in a stressful situation. Take the breath with you. The awareness of the breath is very important. Now pause in the center. Your nose is pointed straight at me again, and take it up to the angle up and to the angle down. Inhale up. Angle down. Pause in the center, and let's do the other diagonal. And back to center. For our next exercise, we're going to do cat-cow. Let me give you several variations. You can return to the spinal flex we were doing earlier, where you flex the chest forward and flex it back. But in this version, allow the shoulders to get a little involved. So let the shoulders go back as the chest comes forward. Let the shoulders go forward as the chest goes back. Now this is going to stretch further than the way we did it earlier. So be careful, be kind to yourself. If you want to come standing, then you can do this 2 ways with your chair. Come to the chair from behind and bend over, hold on to the chair, and then make your cat and your cow. When you go into cow, your knees bend. When you go into cat, your knees straighten. Inhale and exhale. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, flip the chair around. Hold on to the seat and then do it. This is a little more precarious, so watch your balance. If you're on the mat, come into all fours. Come into your hands and knees. And then continue with cat-cow, just as I was describing with the chair, but you've got your hands and knees on the floor. Any version is good. I'm just coming to get a good look and see what everybody's doing. You keep going. Wonderful. I see all of the variations. That's great. That is wonderful. That's what it's all about. Finding the form of that exercise tonight that serves you. I'm going to take a break and get my water while you guys are exercising. Keep going. One more minute. We're about to cross the minute line, so 1 more minute. This really gets energy flowing up and down your spine. You know how many nerves are running up and down your spine? I mean, pretty much everything's got to make its way to the brain to communicate. So you're flexing all those nerves in the spine. You're moving them. You're moving the vertebrae. You're breaking up collection of mineral between the vertebrae. Just don't go any further than you should go. Not everybody's going to flex the same distance, but over time, if you do this often, you will start flexing a little bit more. It's not really how far you flex. It's about the fact that you move your spine. And as we get older, or I shall say as we mature, we do not want that spine to firm up on us. We want it to stay flexible. Okay, come to the center and pause. If you're on your hands and knees, you can come back into easy pose. If you're standing off the chair, you can come back into the chair. That's a good one. That's one of my favorites. Allow your arms to just dangle down by your side. Then bring one shoulder up to the ear. Bring it down and bring the other one. I call this a seesaw. One shoulder goes up as the other one goes down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. This is sort of a yin-yang exercise. It's interesting because you're stressing one side while relaxing the other. So it's kind of like a comparison of how do I feel when I'm stressed and how do I feel when I'm relaxed. Kind of an interesting theoretical situation to teach us the difference between being stressed and being relaxed. Make sure you're breathing. Now both shoulders up and down. You can move slowly with this, or you can do the shoulder drop where you bring the shoulders up and just let gravity take them down. But that's kind of a lurch and a jerk, so be careful. Be kind to yourself. I prefer the slow up and the slow down. Inhale up, exhale exhale down. Release the shoulders down and pause. We're going to do elephant walk. Let me give you several variations of this. One is you grab under the knee and lift the leg and move it. Now, I'll come to you mat people in just a minute. It's totally different for mat people. Lift and bring it down. Grab the other knee, lift and out. Lift and bring it down. The other variation is let your hands go down, grab your legs lower down, and then do it. So do whichever one serves you. If you're on the mat, come standing. It's going to be hard on you guys, but it's a fun, good one. By the way, this is a great one to teach your grandkids. So you bend over, you grab your calves or your ankles, and you walk. Lift a foot and then the other one. You walk around the room. Elephant walk. Kids love this one. Nothing funnier than having an in-person class with like 20 or 30 people doing this around the room, bumping into each other. But it's as simple as grabbing the leg and lifting it. I did learn one thing is if you teach kids elephant walk, tell them not to do it at school. I had a couple of boys get into trouble at school teaching it to their friends. The teacher didn't know what was going on. So keep up your elephant walk for less. We got another minute, so keep it up for another minute. If you're seated and lifting your legs, go as high as you're comfortable, but no further. This is really good for stretching those thighs. Be careful if you're walking around the room. Don't bump into something. 20 more seconds. Make your way back to where you started if you're walking around the room and come seated. You're going to find that some of the stuff we do in Kundalini Yoga is quite silly because we're trying to get into parts of the body and massage it. And the Kundalini people who design these will do anything to get into those areas, no matter how silly we look when we do it. But some of them are just fun. I think elephant walk is just fun. So sit up tall in your easy pose. Bring your feet straight out front if you're on the mat. Just straight out front with your toes facing the ceiling. If you're in the chair, be careful. I don't want you walking off the chair with your tush, but do extend your feet. If you need to, keep the feet flat on the floor. That's acceptable if that'll keep you on the chair. Bring the arms straight forward. And you're going to make fists with the hands and then stick the thumbs up. Let's see if I can get you a good view. The thumbs are up. You'll need a little space behind you in the chair. You're going to lever forward and lever back. Breathing, inhale one way, exhale the other. Do not let the arms go down or up. Do not rock like this. Keep the arms parallel to the floor. Like I say, don't walk that tush off the chair. Stretch as far as you're comfortable, but stay in your comfort zone. Now, several of these exercises tonight work your lower back, which is great for your adrenal glands, but it also sort of activates your kidneys. So make sure you drink a lot of water this evening and flush your kidneys. We did a pretty good job of massaging the lymphatic system too, so it's going to do a lot of movement of toxins to get out of your body, and the more water you drink, the faster you'll get rid of that. Now, bring the arms back and pause. We're going to do a Sufi grind. You're going to sit up tall and you're going to pretend that you're drawing a circle with your belly button. The circle is out and then around, like a belly dancer. Your hands can be on your knees, but you draw a circle with that belly button, rotating that spine. Doesn't matter which direction, because I'm going to reverse it. Now pause when it comes forward and go the other direction. Keep it going. When it comes forward, just pause. In your seated easy pose, remember, in the chair, your knees over your ankles, your shoulders over your hips, nice squared off figure, head stretched to the sky. If you're on your mat, you can be in cross leg or staff position where your legs are out front, but sit up tall. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do, but it's not required. And let's go to our breath. Inhale slowly through the nose. Notice the sensation of that air flowing into the sinuses. It turns there. You may notice that sensation as the air turns and heads down. As it's flowing down, you may be feeling the sensation of the air, or you may be feeling the sensation of the movement of your belly. It's hard to distinguish which one you're feeling. And then as the belly button floats back toward the backbone, you start your exhale and you feel that warm air flowing back up. This time it warms the sinuses, warms the nostrils. On every exhale, find something in your body to relax. I always go to the shoulders and the neck and the hips, but maybe it's something else. Maybe it's your calves. Maybe there's a tightness in your chest. Doesn't matter where you find it, just let it go. Just let it go. See how much of your awareness you can keep focused on your breath. Remember the little visualization of the sand running out of the body. If that one works for you, feel free to use it and allow every exhale to just let a little sand release as you relax the body. Maybe if you ever breathe and practice long enough that all the sand leaves your body, you'll be done with all that excess baggage, all those things you don't need, and let go. Unfortunately, with life, the sand will fill back up. So it's a constant process of letting it go. But that's life. We never stop feeling stress. It's part of life. It helps keep us alive. But we need to let it go so we can counteract it, find the antidote. So breathe and relax. I'm going to shut up for 30 seconds. Okay, if you'd care to open your eyes if they're shut and come back seated at the computer. We'll take care of a couple of closing issues. Oh, it was a very gentle class tonight. I hope that's what you enjoyed tonight. Some of the Kundalini classes will be, there's definitely some that are more difficult than this, but they're all doable. They're not so difficult that they're not modifiable. So never be afraid of a Kundalini class, because you make it your own. Okay. Remember, Kundalini yoga is therapeutic. It's for everybody. It's for you. It's for me. thanks to that ancient technology to promote better health. So come back and join me in this practice as often as you can, and get the recording. Get the recording and do this class maybe once between sessions. Um, it's good to coin a phrase, that's good stuff. So do it as often as you can. I love having you come and do it with me, and I'll be bringing I have about 30 different classes that are adapted to chair based that we'll be going through, and we'll rotate through them, but we have a bunch of them to go through before I start repeating. Tonight we were on Get Set Up. All these classes are Get Set Up. I love the platform. I love what they do for us, because I'm a senior too. And I'm also a learner, not just a guide. If you have some experiences you'd be willing to share, please go on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and share them with people. Or if you don't want to be bothered with putting those things on social media yourself, email Liz, Liz at getsetup.io, and tell her your experience. She loves to write it up and put it on our blog. Now, other related classes, well, I always say Qigong is related to everything because it's a therapeutic movement practice. Yoga. Now, there are various types of hatha yoga, vinyasa, can't think of the others, but there's dozens of them. Yin style, flow yoga. Try them. You may find that some of those serve your purpose well. I'm a big fan of yin yoga, which is from the hatha school. But yeah, yoga is related to Kundalini yoga, so is Qigong. I'm at a loss for words. My next classes are my 2 Tai Chi classes. Well, I have 3 actually, but 2 deal with beginners Tai Chi. The intro is called Why It's Great for Seniors. You come, and that I will lead you through some history, some background, some understanding of Tai Chi, the schools of Tai Chi, and why I'm teaching the kind I'm teaching. And we'll do a little tryout of 3 forms in there so you'll know what a class is like. Then you come to Tai Chi for beginners, and you just keep repeating the beginners classes as often as possible. And currently we're studying something called a Sung Style 12. So every time you come to class, you learn 6 of those 12 forms. So come join me, give it a try. Tai Chi Shibashi is also a therapeutic movement practice of 18 forms. It's easy to do. It can be done in a chair. There's very little foot movement. And again, you just feel great for having done it. Like doing Kundalini yoga, you feel good afterwards. So come give it a try, please. And then, of course, my Kundalini class is next. I think I do one Friday at 4 o'clock Eastern time, I think is the next one, if I remember correctly. I'll be sending you some class notes tonight and reiterate some of the things I told you about Kundalini. And I'll also be recommending some other classes. There'll be these 3 links will be in the notes. And I choose things that I've never heard. If there's anything in the list that I've never heard of, I choose it to tell you guys about it, because I think we need to look for things we've never done before. So if there's an unusual thing, I'm going to put it on my choice of 3. And hopefully some of you will click on one of them and go give that class a try. But the important thing is the feedback. Click on give feedback, please. And then to get this next screen, the session, Kundalini Yoga, please rate it 1 to 5 stars. The more 5 stars you give, the more opportunity we will have to have more Kundalini Yoga. And please give comments about the class, whatever you think about it, pro or con. Same thing with the guide. That's me. If you give 5 stars, they talk to me about leading more classes. So feel free to give your true opinion there and add comments, pro or con. And then Get Set Up in general. Down in this area here, tell us how we can improve Get Set Up. What else would you like to learn? Are there classes that would you like to study skydiving? I don't know how we would do that on Get Set Up, but hey, it's something I'll toss out there. One thing I proposed, and a couple of people have grabbed and run with it, asking for it, is sign language. There's some people who'd like to learn sign language. So you can put in there that you'd like to be one of those too, and maybe they'll find us a teacher to teach us sign language. Whatever you're interested in, whether I mention it or not, put it there and say you'd like a class in it. And by all means, Invite friends. When you register for a class, when you book it, you're going to get an option to invite a friend right then. Don't waste the time. Invite that friend right then before you forget, so that you have friends in your class. Because, you know, we all enjoy doing things with friends. We can meet them afterwards and have coffee and talk about it, or talk about, are you going to be at class? It's fun sharing. So share it with all your friends, relatives, you know, neighbors, the postman maybe. And then over on mobile, if you're on your phone, it's going to look a little differently. Just click that little red button there. Thank you for being part of the Get Set Up community. I love this opportunity, not only to guide, but to take classes myself. And there's so many classes to choose from. You never run out of something to try, something to enjoy. And it's because all of us are here partaking. Consider hosting an interest group. If you have knowledge, experience, or just a passion, maybe you love biking. You love taking bike trails. Host an interest group on bike trails. Bring people together who share that interest to chat about it. All you have to do is click the button, start the session, and just get the conversation going. Maybe toss a question out. If you're associated to any organizations that we can partner with, please tell us about them. Assisted care, senior living, government, community organizations. If you've got the contact information, the emails, phone numbers, names of these people who run these facilities, or they're someone we can talk to about it, email help@getsetup.io, and we'll reach out and see if we can possibly partner with them. And of course, request the session recording. Just email help@getsetup.io, and they'll set you up with a recording of tonight's class. Now, here's that slide I mentioned earlier. They have given me a specific address, getsetup.io/series, SERIES/TIE. And when you go to that address, you get all my classes. You get, it displays the next class in each name. So whatever names of classes I've got, the next one by that name is shown on that page with a book button. So I love that. It helps me send people right to my classes. That link is going to be in the notes I send out tonight. So you don't have to memorize it here, but it'll be in the notes, and you can just click on it and register for one of my classes. And I hope to see you many times in my classes. So with that being said, stop share. I know it was an easy class, but is anybody tired? Anybody tired? Oh, come on. It wasn't that easy, was it? Was it too easy?
No, it was great. I loved it. I love yoga.
Well, thank you, Susan. Great. I'm always afraid a class is going to be too easy or too hard, but remember, you customize it. You make it your class with the modifications I suggest. So hopefully you guys come back and try more. We get into some other funnier postures than just elephant walk. Though I love elephant walk because kids love it so much. Whenever you have an opportunity to share it with kids, they just go crazy when they can act like an elephant. So, well, we've got 3 minutes. Anybody have any questions or comments, or want to talk about taking skydiving? Or
It was very enjoyable, and no, I'm not tired.
I'm glad. It shouldn't wear you out. I want it to work you, but I don't want it to wear you out. And I love your pride symbol, by the way.
Thank you. Since I had to sign in the new way and I have to go through Facebook, that is my profile picture. I was like, hey, there's a picture of me. My camera is broke. I have to get a new camera.
So. Yeah, I know that technology issue. I think it's really cute the way that it comes in with a swirl at the rainbow. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, I just did a search on the bottom of your profile picture. It will tell you add a frame. When you click on it, it'll say add a frame. And then I just searched for it and went through a bunch of them till I found the one I liked.
That's cool. Okay, you ought to do a class on that. Or an interest group. You could do an interest group on that if you didn't want to do a class. You'd be surprised how difficult what you just described is for some of us.
I can do it with my computer. I can't do anything with the smartphone.
Well, Pamela, I'm with you there. I'm not a phone person. The screen is just too darn small. I mean, I take my calls and I make calls on it and I play games, but anything else, I have to go to a computer or a tablet. I have vision problems and I just can't see what's on that phone.
I can't see the phone, and I don't use my phone if I'm not going somewhere. The phone's just stashed in the bedroom, and people will call it, and I'll go call the house phone. I don't use that phone.
Oh my goodness, you still have a house phone?
I have a house phone. Yes,
Oh my,
I do.
okay. I carry my phone with me all day because, to be truthful, I'm always afraid the dogs are going to get out or something and I need help. So I always have that phone with me in case I have to call and say the dogs are out, you know. So I'm attached to it. But
Yeah, I keep
I
a phone
have
with
moved
me all
beyond
the
a house
time, but
phone.
yeah, I have the house phone everywhere in the house with me or right outside the house. And if I go anywhere, the cell phone is with me. But in the house, I don't take the cell phone. It's in the bedroom somewhere.
Nothing wrong with that. I have my ways too. I am an email person. I'm not a big texter because
Yep.
I can't keep the history in text. People will text me something I really need to remember, but in the email it stays with me as long as I want it to. In the text it goes away.
I
So
have like little files everywhere in my email. I have, files for Tai Chi, one for Qigong. I have files for everything.
you sound so much like me. You know, I will actually take a text and text it to my email address so it comes into my email just so I can keep it for a long term.
Haven't thought of that.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to save text because text will go to email addresses. So
Okay.
there's your tip for today. You can text to email addresses. There.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 7:30. I can't pay overtime to the TA like I do. So I'm gonna say good night and I'll see you guys in class soon.
Good
Good night.
night.
Thank you.
Good
Have
night.
fun. Take care of yourselves.